On April 8, 2026, the United States government did not issue a warning, it issued a verdict. Non-emergency diplomats ordered out of Abuja. 23 Nigerian states declared unsafe, a Level 3 travel advisory, reconsider travel, stamped across the face of Africa's most populous nation like a customs rejection. When America packs its bags from your capital city, it is not sending a message, it is ending a conversation. This is the part of the story that most channels will not follow to its end, because following it requires asking questions that make powerful people uncomfortable. If you are not yet part of this community, subscribe now and turn on your notification, because what comes next is not analysis, it is a reckoning. The Nigerian reality. The U.S. Department of State cited a deteriorating security situation, not a temporary disruption, not a localized crisis. Deterioration, a word that means the rot has been spreading long enough for Washington to give it a name. 23 states, Borno, Zamfara, Plateau, Imo, Rivers with the surgical exception of Port Harcourt, Delta, Kaduna. The list does not read like a travel advisory. It reads like an autopsy. And here is what no government spokesman will volunteer. The U.S. Embassy sits in Abuja, in the Federal Capital Territory, a city constructed specifically to project the Nigerian state's authority and permanence. If Washington cannot trust Abuja to protect its own diplomats in the nation's purpose-built capital, then the TINUBU administration has failed at the most elementary obligation of sovereignty. The fly that refuses to listen follows the corpse into the grave. President TINUBU addressed attack survivors at an airport. His governor addressed mourners from inside a hall. Not the scene of the crime, not the soil where blood was still warm, a lectern, a microphone, a performance of concern without the courage of presence. Foreign missions notice these things. They write them down. The stakes. Here is what the APC machinery will not calculate in its foreign investment projections. No serious capital follows a Level 3 advisory. No multinational CFO signs off on a Nigeria expansion while Washington is quietly pulling its people out. Every dollar of foreign direct investments that TINUBU cuts in European capitals will weigh this advisory on the other side of the scale, and the scale will not lie. But the economic consequence, devastating as it is, may not be the sharpest edge of this story. The United States has form. Venezuela learnt it. Iran is still learning it. When Washington begins withdrawing its people before it withdraws its patience, something follows. It is not always military. Sometimes it is sanctions, sometimes it is indictments, sometimes it is a social media post ending with, "Thank you for your attention on this matter." Nigeria deserves a government that makes that post unnecessary. What it has is a government still counting opposition parties while the country counts its dead. The question is no longer whether the United States is watching Nigeria. The question, the one that should keep every Nigerian awake, is what America has already decided to do about what it sees.